Well, welcome back to GIS Analysis at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. Like last time, we're going to be working with data in this session that you can download from this link. So if you didn't download it from the last session, you can download it and unzip it for this session. This will be a closest facility problem where we're going to have a fire, and we have fire stations located throughout the city, and we want to find the two fire stations that should respond along the linear network to this fire. So let's start, we'll symbolize our fire, so that's house fire location, and then we'll give it some symbol for a big fire. So I will give it a symbol, and then we have our streets network, and we've got our fire stations. So then let's symbolize our fire stations. Okay, so what we want is which of these fire stations should respond. We want two of them to respond to the fire event. So each line in our streets feature class has how much time it takes driving the speed limit to drive along each line, and then the length of each line. Let's add a field, and we'll call it street miles. And then we'll calculate street miles in miles. So we add the double precision field, and then right mouse click, calculate geometry. And we want to know the distance along each line in US miles. Okay, so now we'll build our network data set with this field street miles. And once again, we have to have our network analyst extension checked on. So we go to our feature data set container and then right mouse click, new network data set, and we can name it whatever we want. I'll just take the default, and then next, and then the lines that we're going to use to build our new network data set. So the lines are our street lines, and then next, and then next, and next, and next. So then we'll add our field called street miles as a cost in our new network data set. So we'll add the field, and it's going to be cost, and it's going to be in US miles. So miles, and then the name of the field we have to spell exactly. So it's uppercase S, lowercase t, E-E-R-T, underscore, uppercase M, I-L-E-S. And that will be my default. So that's going to be the default cost associated with our new network data set. And then we just go next, 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 and finish. And yes, build our new network data set. So we have our network data set built, and we can use it to find the closest facilities. So if we go to Network Analyst, New Closest Facility Problem, and we don't have any barriers, so we could minimize our barriers. And then show the Network Analyst window. So it's a closest facility problem. What are the facilities? So if we right mouse click, load locations, we're going to load a location from our fire stations. And let's load the label for each fire station, and then just OK. So that load our 7 fire stations, and it loads them based on their label. So if we go back to our stations, here's the label field that we're using to define our facilities. And then the incident is the fire. So then right mouse click, load location, and the incident is our fire we're responding to. So in this case, it's the house fire location. And then the name will be the address, and then just OK. So the fire is at 2755 Puesta del Sol, and then we would go to the closest facility problems to define our closest facility property for the problem. So under general, we could rename this to two closest fire stations, and under analysis setting, the impedance value is going to be street miles. And then we have a choice. Are we responding the incident to the facility? Our incidents are fire, our facilities are our fire stations. No, we're doing the facility to incidents. And then under accumulation, let's accumulate street miles and seconds as the problem is solved. And then OK, and then we could solve the problem, but we forgot we need to tell it we want the two closest. So under analysis setting, facilities defined, we want find the two closest fire stations. And then OK. And then we're ready to solve our closest facility problem. So we click on the button for solving, and it finds the two closest fire stations to respond to this fire. So let's give our fire stations a different symbol for each station. So if we go to property for our facilities, and then symbology, unique category by name. So then each station has a different symbol, and we could change the symbology to some, whatever symbol you want to change it to. And here's station 3. And they are the two closest fire stations to respond to the fire in terms of driving the street network. Finally, let's ask for directions. So here is station 4, and then here is station 3. So station 4 and station 3. So station 4, it's about 1.3 miles to drive from station 4 to the fire. For station 3, it's about 1.5 miles to drive along this network to respond to the fire.